Hi everyone, Linda here again with you from Lane Jewellery. Another link for you this week. I think you're going to like this one. Well, I hope you're going to like it anyway. I like it. I think it's a lovely little link. So this is the link that we're going to be doing. This one here. It's a lovely little link. And this is another version of it. Now I'm only showing this version in this one, but once you see how to do the top part on this one, you'll be able to do this one as well. So I just wanted to show you the two how they look different. Yeah, so if you'd like to learn how to make this link, then just stay with me. I'll get all my supplies together and we'll get going. Okay, let's get started on this link. So I've cut myself off 33 centimeters of 18 gauge wire, which is 13 inches. And I've just given it a bit of a straighten with my fingers. Nothing too dramatic or anything like that. Just, you know, a rough straighten like that. I'm going to grab a pair of flat nose pliers. You could use your chain nose pliers for this. Oh, I need to flush cut that end. I thought I did that. Okay, and then I'm going to measure in 19 centimeters from one end, and 19 centimeters is about 7.5 inches. Now you can mark it with a Sharpie marker. I just use my finger, so I'm just going to bend it there. It doesn't have to be exact, like it's not a precise measurement. So I'm just going to grab it there like that and bend my wire backwards. And I'm going to come in and just do it slowly, just flatten that wire down. And again, it doesn't have to be all neat and tidy. Just flatten it in, that's it. I'm going to grab my tape measure again, and I'm going to measure 2.5 centimeters, which, say 1 inch. And I want it on my longest wire, so I'll turn it over and make it easier. So put your longest wire on the bottom to make it easier. 2.5 centimeters, and then again, I'm just gonna, if I can get my fingers in there. Just gonna hold on to it. You can mark it again with a marker if you want to. It's totally up to you. And I'm gonna come in again with my pliers. And again, it's not exact. It doesn't have to be precise. Nothing about freeform is precise. So it's all meant to be all about fun, having fun with your wire. And then I'm just going to pull that apart and flatten that down as well. Okay, so it should be looking like that. And then I'm just going to grab this on the end here, and I'm going to bend. I'm just going to check which one was my longest one. This one here. I'm bending my longest wire over the top, like that. So it's important that you do get the longest part of your wire to where I am now. So that's your longest part of wire. And I'm coming in with my round nose pliers. Now you can use your 6-step pliers, or you know, whatever you want to use, whatever you make loops with. And I'm just going to come in there like that. Oh. Try and not hit the camera. And make a loop. And I'm just going to straighten that loop up now. So it should be looking like that. I'm going to come in by my pliers again, just straighten my wire up a little bit more there. And I'm coming down, I'm making this loop smaller than this one here. So I'm just coming down my pliers. Now you can mark your pliers if you want them to be exact, but as I said, freeform doesn't have to be exact. You don't want to be stressing over getting things exact and measurements and all of that sort of stuff. That takes all the fun, I think anyway, it takes all the fun away from working with wire. So I'm just going to come out a little bit from that loop, not too much. and make another loop. So see how it's just that little bit smaller? Now none of these have to be exact, so you don't have to worry about trying to get them all exactly the same size. That's a pain in the backside, actually. I just like to grab my wire and get in there and have fun. I don't want to be measuring and stressing over getting loops exactly the same size. And you know, if you want that kind of wire work, then you do the traditional kind of wire work. So what I've got 3. I'm going for 5 here. 4 and 1 more. So you can see I'm just eyeballing as I'm going along, just not stressing about it, just relaxing and having fun. So that's what it should look like. You can do a 6th one if you like, but you're not going to have enough wire on the end here. If you made your loop smaller, of course, you'd get another one in there. So now I'm just going to grab my original loop with my flat nose pliers, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to start just bending that wire around. So bringing it around like that, and then we're taking this tail and we're bringing it up. Now you can bring it up to there. You probably need your another pair of pliers after you get to that stage, because the wire does get a bit stiff, and especially if you've got dexterity problems. And just bring your wire around. We're going to wrap that around twice. Then I'm going to cut that tail off. And tuck it down. And just come up and straighten that one up a little bit. We'll play around with this end a little bit more in a moment. Yep, that looks good to me. So then I'm coming to the other end. Now this is where you can do whatever you want on this end. If I've got the 33 centimeters, if you wanted to do another one of these on this end, then you'd need a bit more wire. I think I worked it out, it was roughly 40 centimeters was what I used to do a double one. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's the double one there. Yeah, it was 40 centimeters. But I'm just doing a single one here. So if you were doing the double, you'd do exactly what you just did up this end here. So I'm just going to bring this one over. Come in again with my pliers, make another loop at the top. Bringing my wire around, straightening it up, having a look at it. It doesn't look too bad, but it's not great. But that's just me trying to do it under a camera. Okay, I was forgetting where I was then. Grab hold of that loop again, and we're just going to grab that piece of wire and bring it around. I'm going to bring this one around 3 times to make sure that I get this wire in here nice and tight. Like that. And come up and straighten it up, because I did a terrible job on that. That looks better. Now here you could just cut your wire off if you wanted to and tuck your tail down, and that would be the end of your link there. Actually, I'll bring that around, make this the front here. If you could see, that's where my wire ends down there. So bring it around another half and finish it off. I'm going to just use it up there, this end of this wire. Plus I like the look of it. Now this one here too, you can do this, you can wrap this tight to this part of your wire here if you want, your frame if you want, or you can do it loose. So you just decide, you know, what you like the look of. I think the earrings, the loose look looks really nice. So you just sort of come in and just gently bend the wire around. See how I'm going just slow. Just getting the look that I want. And this just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. Okay, I'm going to come in, trying to figure out how to do this on camera at the best angle. Okay, I'm going to hold that there now, my wires, the middle wires. Not too tight, just... Okay, and I'm going to hold this wire here as well. There, like that. And I'm just going to bend this wire up and over. So I'm not really putting any pressure on here, I'm just holding it. So I get that started. And then I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this here. I'm going to grab another pair of pliers. And I'm not pulling too hard on this tail wire, I'm just pulling gently. I just want to get it around into a position where I can grab hold of it without crushing it down, taking away. I took away a little bit more than I wanted to on my outer loop there. But these things are sometimes almost impossible to do on camera because you can't get it at the right angle that you've been doing before you're on camera, if that makes sense. Excuse me. All right, I'm not happy with that. I just can't figure out how to get the hold of this. See how I can struggle too, like, but I can do this when I'm not on camera. So it's not like a struggle for me, but it's a struggle for me to do it on camera. I know I've said that in heaps of videos before, but it's just so true. Until you've done it, you don't know. Okay, I'm holding on to that and I'm pulling that other wire in as tight as I can get it. There we go. Well, it doesn't look too bad. I thought it was going to look worse than that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this wire off now. I should have made it easier on myself and just did a closer up and yeah, make it easier for myself on camera, but I like to show you guys what you can do. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. You can see how nice that would look in an earring. I'll show you an earring in a moment. These ones up here, I'm just going to press in. You can curl them over. Excuse me. I want to get this middle one a bit more centered. So I'll just pull him up, pull these over. And you just play around with it until you like the look of it. I need to pick a pair of pliers. So just come in at it from different angles. Give it a turn around, see what you think. Just go slowly and gently. You don't want to mash it too much. That looks pretty good to me. I like that one. I'm very happy with that one. Okay, so that's our link. As I said, you can make it into a double if you want, just as that one is there. So you've got one on each end. And when it come back, I'll show you a pair of earrings. And hopefully by then I would have put a little bit more of this chain together. I'm going away for the weekend, so I'm just trying to get this done quickly the day before I leave. So yeah, when I come back, I'll show you the earrings and hopefully I've done a bit more of the chain. See you soon. Okay, so back with you And here is the necklace design I've been working on. I haven't finished it yet by any means, but I just wanted to give you a bit of an idea. So this is the bottom of it, where it hangs down the bottom, you know what I mean. And here are some of the links here. So I've done two, like the single ones, the one I demonstrated in the video, and then the double one in the middle there. And then up this way here, I've got a single with a bead in the middle and a single coming the opposite way. And yeah, so I'm still working on that, and I will post a photo of this on in my Facebook group when I've finished it. So the earrings I told you I would show you, or I said I would show you. Now you can do a lot with these. This is just a design I came up with quickly. So that's them there with a topaz drop at the bottom. I think they're lovely. I think like hanging on your ears, they're just going to look beautiful. And I also want to show just quickly the link I showed you last week. I wanted to show you a finished necklace that I did with that. So that's it there. It's a Y-shaped necklace, as you can see there. And one other, so many people in the comments said that it looked like an angel. So I decided I'd make it into an angel. And this is one I've made for my sister for her birthday. Her birthday's today, which is the 27th of March, as well as my partner Dave. His birthday's the same day as well. So this is a aquamarine that I put in there for her birthday. I'm seeing her this weekend when I'm away. And yeah, so I just did a little drop on the end. That's like an extension chain from there. So just a little drop on the end to finish it off. But yeah, so that's what I made from the last week's link. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link down the bottom in the description, and also a link there for the Facebook group if you haven't joined and you'd like to. It's very informative, and there's a lot of inspiration there, and people ask a lot of questions, and a lot of questions get answered, and it's just a lovely group of people. So if you'd like to join, I'll leave a link down the bottom for that. Other than that, I think that's it for me for this week, guys. So have a good one. I'll catch you all next week, and go out there and make something beautiful. Bye.